Has everyone seen the news? This year, 1,477 freshmen at a certain university in Guangdong gave up their admission. In addition, similar situations have occurred at even more universities. Personally, I don't think this is a bad thing at all. On the contrary, it shows that parents and students today are becoming more aware. It takes 4 or 5 years and costs 200,000 to 300,000 yuan just to graduate. And after graduation, you might not even be able to find a job. You spend a sack of money to buy a sack of books, but the money you earn after graduating might not even be enough to buy a single sack. For most people, the era when studying could change your fate is already over. The true purpose of education should be to cultivate people who are physically and mentally healthy, optimistic, kind, and positive. Ultimately, the goal is to guide children toward a happy life. Nowadays, everyone is just obsessively competing over grades and exhausting themselves, which has ultimately led education into a dead end. No matter how good someone's grades are or how impressive their academic credentials, without strong character, even if they climb high in the future, it will all end in failure. Do you agree?
I feel like I can't go on anymore. Today is already my 5th day of unemployment. I checked the balance in my account, and I still have 1,120 yuan left. I don't know how much longer I can get by on this 1,020 yuan. Because I don't have a job now, I also don't have a place to stay. To be honest, I don't dare go back to my parents' home either, because I'm unemployed and I don't want them to worry about me. But the one thing I'm grateful for is that I still have a car, so I plan to spend the next few nights in my car and keep doing that until I find a job. To be honest, I went for an interview today, but when I went to physical stores in the industry to apply, most of them weren't hiring. Honestly, it's tough for brick-and-mortar stores these days, so in the end, all my attempts ended in failure. I also went to a few companies for interviews, but when I went, I was turned away by others. People like us, in our 30s, without education or qualifications, does it really mean there's no place for us in today's society? I can't take it anymore, I really can't. I truly can't take it anymore. I'm 38 years old, and I'm over 2 million in debt. Over 2 million? I feel like my whole life is over. I don't know how to go on from here. I really just want to end my own life and be done with it. Because now, every day, I get endless calls from debt collectors and creditors. I've lost my house, my car, my career, and even my family. I have nothing left at all. All I have left now is a mountain of debt. I really just want to end it all and be done with it. I have no idea how to move forward from here.
Oh my goodness, I don't even know if my big brother here is still alive or already gone. Oh, this is really such bad luck.
How is the person in charge supposed to survive like this? Even the only 1-800 yuan we had has been frozen. That was the living expenses for the whole family. There's really nothing we can do. I used to be a very trustworthy boss and I never wanted to be in debt. It's just that I ran into the pandemic and helplessly, everything we had was frozen. I woke up one day and the company was gone. It had gone bankrupt. Oh heavens, the new year is almost here. What are we supposed to do?
This year, business is in utter shambles. Last year, people just said business was tough, but this year, it's like anyone who can be crushed will be crushed. I'm on Posey Street at Wuyi Square in Changsha. Let me show everyone around. In the past, this place was packed with people, but now it's completely deserted. Let me also show you the prices at the hotel on the left. Look, it's just over 80, just over 90, just over 100. Even at these prices, the occupancy rate is still less than 60%. Selling at these prices in such a prime location like Wuyi Square, you can't even cover the basic rent. If you add in labor, utilities, property management, and platform commissions, you're losing so much you can't even keep your underwear. I really don't know how anyone can survive at these prices. How are these hotel owners supposed to make money? They can't even cover the basic rent. There's not even enough to live on thin air. People say others should make some adjustments, but honestly, our hotel is the same. The prices we're selling at now are nowhere near enough to pay the rent. What can we do? All our hard work is tied up in this place. We can only grit our teeth and tough it out.
A netizen named Qinghe said, "The wind of unemployment has blown into my home. Both my husband and I, who are engineers, have lost our jobs." Her husband used to be a project manager at a state-owned enterprise. In order to take care of the family, he resigned from his job in another city and took a position as engineering director at a local private company. Now the company is on the verge of bankruptcy, and last week all the employees were told to stay home and wait for work. Looking at the local job postings, aside from sales and customer service positions, there really aren't any jobs that match their expertise. She's only 40, but her hair has already turned white. I can't help but feel a deep sense of heartache. Men in middle age often feel lonely, because when they open their eyes, everyone around them depends on them, but there's no one they can depend on.
We finally got paid. The old man got 4,307 yuan, and I got 2,000, so our total income is 6,370 yuan. Medical insurance for 3 people, 400 each, that's 1,200. What about the heating bill? Well, the rent for the apartment is 1,517, and at home it's 1,705, so that's a total of 3,267. Our son's meal card always needs 1,000. And transportation costs, I save money. Taking the bus every day is 2 yuan, 30 days makes 60. The old man needs to drive, so gas costs about 500. And then there's the phone bill. The phone bill is 129, including the broadband, plus my 79, so that's 208 in total. After adding up all these odds and ends, once all the expenses are deducted, we should still have a bit left over, right? Subtract another 1,060, 500, and 208. Oh, we can still have 135 left. As for food, we saved this month by eating at my mother-in-law's place. For my son's down jacket, we have a budget of 700. Subtracting the 135 we have left, we're still short 565. I'll see who I can borrow some money from later.
This netizen said, as the only person in my circle working in real estate and also an employee at a leading real estate company, I've been getting calls from friends and classmates these past few days asking about housing price trends and the outlook for non-real estate markets. My answer is basically that housing prices have temporarily stopped falling, mainly due to administrative intervention rather than the self-adjustment of the market economy. So prices haven't really stabilized yet. It's a false stability for now. If you need to buy, you can consider timing your purchase. For those who own multiple properties, I suggest selling as soon as possible at the current price. This round of testing the waters with a new approach. Are you confused?
With so many unfinished buildings, why can't people just stop making mortgage payments? Most are still too kind. The buildings are unfinished, yet the bank still wants interest from me. In that case, don't blame me for taking back my principal. Recently, Mr. Wang, who bought an unfinished property, went through the bank, leaving them no way out. He handed the unfinished property to the bank and got his purchase money back. The process was quite simple. Mr. Wang made a 500,000 yuan down payment and took a 1.5 million yuan loan to buy the property, but the building was unfinished and the delivery date was uncertain. Still, the monthly mortgage payments had to be made in full and on time. After losing his job, the money he had would only last a few months before he defaulted, so he knew he would end up with a bad credit record. Since he was bound to go down this path sooner or later, he figured he might as well take out some money in advance. So Mr. Wang applied for renovation loans and mortgage loans on several platforms, borrowing over 800,000 yuan in total. Then, using his good credit, he took out several personal credit loans, getting another 700,000 yuan. Finally, he tried out all the small loans available on various online platforms, borrowing more than 500,000 yuan. Altogether, he ended up with 2 million yuan in hand. During this period, he was taking out loans and withdrawing cash at the same time, and it took him 6 months to complete the whole process. In the very first month of this operation, he and his wife got a divorce certificate. The child was awarded to his wife, and the cash was gradually transferred to her as well, leaving himself alone to face the coming storm. Some people ask, what if you're not married? That's even better. Just give the money directly to your parents or trusted relatives and friends. There's one thing to pay special attention to here. For loans and mortgages, make sure to make payments for more than 6 months. If you repay for less than 6 months and the amount is large, it's easy to be classified as fraud. After 6 months, you can just stop paying altogether and default on all the loans. When the loan company calls, just tell them you've declared bankruptcy. You can use your only remaining unfinished property to offset the debt. Then set your phone to block calls from unknown numbers so that no unfamiliar calls can get through. Just wait for the bank or financial institution to sue you. The outcome will definitely be that Mr. Wang loses the case. Your bank cards and WeChat accounts will both be frozen and the funds will be taken. You don't need to worry about the bank card, just let them freeze it. As for WeChat, you should change the real name registration to your spouse's or parent's name beforehand. That way you can keep using WeChat as normal, completely unaffected. After going through all these steps, although Mr. Wang ends up on the credit blacklist, his spouse's and children's credit records remain completely normal and totally unaffected. They'll even have some money left to get by for the rest of their lives. Do you think Mr. Wang's way of taking advantage of the bank is right?